Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We're back with another showcase, of course. I mean, that's all we've been doing, so no surprise there. To be fair, we are kind of nearing the end of all of the showcases, of all the new, I was going to say new units. We don't actually have any of them because I didn't pull. But the new Dokkan Awakenings, the new EZAs. Could you imagine if I did pull on the banner and like I got a decent amount of the new units? Can you imagine how many more videos I'd have to do? Like that actually, I don't know whether that would be a good or bad thing for you guys. I mean, at the moment, it does look like a good thing because how much you've been killing it on the channel. Which reminds me, if you have been enjoying the content and you do like what you see, which obviously isn't me, that rhymed. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to eSport is very much appreciated. But we're doing a showcase around the new Dokkan Awakened Super Saiyan Vegeks, who automatically, just for the sole fact, kind of has my attention because he stacks defense on Super, which a GT Goku event is incredibly valuable. To be fair, a lot of units in the game can do it now, which kind of doesn't make it as much as a kind of, you know, new or kind of like an amazing thing units can do. But the one thing he kind of has going from is he's a very decent defense. Okay, he can be a very good defensive unit. You just have to get him there. On a team that doesn't have many defensive units, there's a decent amount of defensive units on POTARA, like, you know, in terms of solid defensive stats, but not an absolute, like, bulky unit. Like, a lot of these units are going to be taking a decent amount of damage, apart from, like, a handful, right, on the POTARA team. And he is one of the only few on that team who can be an absolute brick wall. So, already, he kind of has brownie points in my book. But we're going to see what he can do. Of course, we got him in a Dragon Ball Heroes team. Finally, for once, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito isn't here to look pretty. He's actually not here just to be the lead. We are actually going to have some purpose for him. Because he does share Super Saiyan, Fused Fighter, Power Bestowed by God. And I think that's all of them. Yes, he does share those with Super Saiyan Vegeks. More importantly, the Fused Fighter and Power Bestowed by God. And then we're going to share a few other links with, like, you know, Super Saiyan 3, no, I said that wrong. No, say it properly. Big Papa Xeno Vegeta. And also, of course, the Super Saiyan 3 Gohanks and Xeno Gotenks. And of course, we got to have the SSJ2 Trunks on the team giving that support. I love this. This Dokkan Awakening, I actually love it. Like, I really do. It was generally worth the 5-year wait. Like, well done, Dokkan. But yeah, we're going to get into a Dokkan event and see what he can do. I'm not expecting, like, ridiculous output of numbers. Like, I'm just expecting a good, solid, decent chip damage for harder events. And just all in all, just a defensive beast for the most part. So, as I said, we're going to hop into Dokkan event and see what he can do. And I'll see you in a sec. Okay, guys, here we are. Oh, we got him on rotation. I mean, this is actually not a bad starting point. Not the worst. I'll say it's not the worst. It's actually a pretty good starting point. We literally have all of our links off almost. We also have the Trunks on rotation, which means not only do we have every link apart from Shocking Speed off, which I can't remember. What does Shocking Speed give again? Okay, it gives Key, so I'm not too really worried about that. So we're also getting attack and defense plus 40%, which, as you can see, turn 1 with support only has 163k attack stat and 87k defense. Of course, the defense I wouldn't really pay overly too much mind to, considering he is going to be getting, you know, of course he does stack defense. And of course, in a longer event like Goku event, GT Goku event, you're going to be able to do that a lot more. In terms of what these links give us, what is the Vegito links giving us? Plus 5% performance super, that's literally it. So actually, do you know what? For the time being, I'm actually going to do this. I feel like Vegito will be doing too much damage. And they're only giving us key links. So yeah, in terms of turn 1, if Trunks wasn't here, it wouldn't be a good basis for his stats, let's just be honest. But as I said, for the most part, I'm not expecting huge damage output for him. He's mainly going to be a very good defensive unit, of course, once his defense is stacked. But to be fair, a 2.1 milli attack stat isn't too bad. But then again, he is being supported by attack and defense plus 40% right now. So that is a huge reason why. In terms of what he can do, he is a strength lead, giving key plus 3 to HP and attack and defense plus 80%. Again, another one, as I've been saying numerous of times, another one that you're not going to be using for his leader skill unless you're lacking quite a few units in the game. On super, as I said, he already raises defense. He stacks by 30% every time he supers. He also raises attack for 1 turn by 50%, which is quite nice, and causes supreme damage to enemy. He has attack and defense plus 120%, which most of the new Dokkan Awakenings from Super Dragon Ball Heroes do have, so no surprise there. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% performing a super attack. So when I say I'm not expecting ridiculous, like, huge damage output in terms of numbers, it means I'm not expecting, like, obviously Goku and Vegeta level because they stack attacks, I'm not going to really include them, but I'm not expecting like Trunks, Super Saiyan 3 Trunks and like Super Saiyan 3 Gohan like level of outputs. It will be decent, respectable damage, but it's going to be nothing amazing. He also has a chance of performing a crit plus 10% with each super attack performed, up to 50%. Also, if you didn't realize, mine is only 55%, so you're kind of seeing what you can do bare bones. Launches an additional attack when the target is in attack down status or defense down status, stunned, or the target's enemy attack is sealed. So actually works quite similarly to the well, I'm forgetting their names, Gohanks and Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks as well, which I'm pretty sure one of them seals, I think. So, you know, in terms of how all these units like function in their passive with like, you can launch an additional if they're in attack down or defense down, or one of them is sealed and stunned, and then one of them is, whereas Vegeks is literally everything combined of like, as long as you're any of those, pick any one, just throw a random dart, like pick any one of them, and I'll get an additional, which is quite nice. So if you're running these on the same team, like as I said, the Super Saiyan 3 Xeno Gotenks, the Super Saiyan 3 Gohanks as well. Again, I can't remember which one it is. It's one of them two who seals. So again, if you run them on the same team, he's another one that can actually work really well with them. The sole fact that you'll be able to get, not only will one of them get an additional off because you have a Dragon Ball Heroes unit on the team, and another one potentially will get an additional because the unit is sealed or stunned. But then you have Vegeks who also get an additional because they're one of all 4, if not more than one of all 4. So they actually work really well together, those 3 specifically, which is quite nice. We've got a bit of a, you know, triple tag team going on. We've got a 6-man tag match going on. You know, some WWE things. So yeah, it's a pretty good passive. As I said, his main improvement is obviously his damage. Like, he wasn't really much of, he's at the crit chance, which is nice, especially if you have no dupes as well. Having that stacked up to a 50% chance is very nice indeed. And I can imagine if you have this guy like 2 dupes with the 50% chance to crit, along with the crits you're going to be putting into him from the dupes as well, I can imagine you'll be critting like quite a lot of the time, which is quite nice. But it's nice to have the built-in crit anyway when you have no dupes. So without the support, 1.8 million attack stat, it's respectable, as I said, for a unit that's not going to be putting out ridiculous damage. And there's the chance to crit coming in with a 1.4 million crit, which, do you know what, for bare bones, no dupe, or free dupe if you will, 55%, a 1.4 milli crit's quite nice. And as I said, just under a 2 milli attack stat is it's respectable. It's respectable. As I said, I wasn't expecting anything amazing or ridiculous, as I said, like Super Saiyan 3 Gohan or Trunks level, those type of things. But it's respectable. It's respectable. As I said, his main thing is he can raise defense. On top of the fact that he has attack and defense plus 120, he has an additional attack and defense plus 100% perform the super attack. So if you have this man's in slot 2 or 3 and you super attack prior to him getting attacked in like Goku event, SBR, ESBR, but predominantly Goku event, so you can stack your defense, which is mainly where he's going to shine, obviously, because it's a longer drawn out event. As long as you have him in slot 2 or 3, he supers, which means not only does he raise his defense and start stacking again, and if you have dupes, even better, because it means you get an additional, you can do it again. But then he raises his defense on top of his flat passive anyway, and then he supers and gets the additional attack and defense plus 100% on super attack, or when performing a super attack. So ideally slot 2, slot 3 unit, and I think he'll work really, really well. As I said, he adds like a bit of meat on the bone. He adds a bit of defense to the POTARA team, which not a lot of units are quite bulky on that team. So, you know, if you're missing some of the bigger heavy hitters, like the big boy units on POTARA, could be a very good option if you still need to do like some events or missions in Goku event and GT Goku event. Not only that as well, as I said, it's a good defensive option, which, as I said, POTARA doesn't have too many off. In terms of his links, there's another one with some pretty decent links. Super Saiyan, Saiyan lineage, Royal lineage, you know, actually, I say they're good links. They're common links, but predominantly they're key links, unless, of course, you get them level 10. So it's not too difficult to link him. In terms of categories, I said POTARA is going to be a good one as a defensive unit you don't really get on that team, so it'll be a nice addition. Time Travelers, of course, Dragon Ball Heroes and Crossover, which has been absolutely padded out this year, so there's no way that the category's kind of dying out within the year. Super Saiyans, which I don't know if you'll put him on. Again, maybe if you're missing some of the big boy units, you could squeeze them on there. Friend of Justice, and of course Time Limit, another one that if you're missing some of the big boys, you could squeeze them on there. So he's on some solid categories. And as I said, he's a pretty decent unit. He's got the attack that he really did lack. As I said, it's not ridiculous numbers, but it's respectable. And other than that, he should end up being potential to be a defensive beast. So it's a decent... Jesus Christ, choking on air. It's a decent easy A. It's a decent easy A. It's nothing out of the water, but it's a decent easy A. Respectable. Let me know what you think about Vegeks down in the comments. I mean, if you've got dupes in the sky, you've got him rainbow, let me know how he performs. Of course, mine is only 55%. See you in the next video, guys, and peace.